Hello, Mini Cooper fans. So last week I did Big Dap Pacino's Dream Garage contest, and this car was featured in it. This is a 187 scale model. I believe it's made by Schuco. And if you look at the photos behind, it's not very accurate. It's mainly missing the four additional lamps in front of the grille. It doesn't have the tire rack on the roof, which is okay because it seems like half the images I see on the internet, they don't have that rack on the roof either, which makes me wonder, how many stages, I guess, are in the Rally Monte Carlo. But anyways, also the fender flares on the side of the rear vehicle are black, but on this Schuco they're white. So there are definitely some discrepancies, right? It is still a nice model. It's got the license plate, it's got the Rally Monte Carlo thing emblem on it as well. I think the model is only like $6, so it's pretty good for the price. But because I love this car so much, I even owned a Mini Cooper. Well, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't a Mini Cooper. It was a Mini Mayfair that made it look like one of these rally cars, and it was such a great car. I loved it. It got attention everywhere. But anyhow, what I'm getting to is I needed to get a better model of this car. This car is the greatest economy car, racing car, in my opinion. It won the Monte Carlo in 1964, 1965, and 1967 outright. And this was against cars with like 3 to 4 times more power, like a Mercedes 300 or Ford Falcons. So it was, and then beyond rally racing, it won a lot of races on the track, regular road tracks as well. So it's very iconic. Anyways, I did, I bought this green light a while back. This is from the Italian Job movies. The original Italian Job, not that Mark Wahlberg one, which is alright. But you should watch the real one if you like this car. Because it was shot in, like, I think the 60s, and Benny Hill in it. Michael Caine's the star of the movie, and they're driving these cars in some crazy, crazy places, like in sewer drains and stuff like that. So, Green Light did a good job here. Ideally, it'd have clear lenses. Like, if this 187 scale can have clear lenses, why can't the green light? I don't know. But anyways, it's still a great looking model. So, anyways, but I found this thing, and this is not 164 scale. This is also my very first model by this brand called Tiny. So let's take a look and see if it ends up looking like this photograph behind. Alright, so let's see. Get this plastic off here. Seems to be officially licensed. There's a BMW logo, hologram thing on the back. Okay. Doesn't say a year though, or does it? Like, when does this model come out? It says Toy East. I don't see a year. Am I right? Okay, well, anyways, let's see what this packaging is like. So we got a blister. It's an interesting blister. It sandwiches it front to back instead of side to side. So there's the other half is in there still. So that's interesting. Okay. So 150th scale. Obviously, it's much bigger than 160 is. I believe it's 150 scale. I don't even see a scale on the box now. So this packaging could be a little better, right? Like, wouldn't people want to know what scale a model is? And so the packaging doesn't seem to care about any of that. Seems strange. Okay. Maybe this is bigger than 150th scale. I mean, it's hard to say. It looks huge. So, okay, well, anyways, I'll get the pick of scrutiny out. And actually, let me get a better light angle here, and then we'll compare it again to the photo at the end. So yeah, we got the black on yellow rectangle here, and that definitely looks accurate. We got some nice silver paint there, as well as on the gas cap. There's something here which I don't recognize. But yeah, I do see it on one photo there on the left. I'm wondering what that black box is. Is it legible? Possibly it's the driver's names. I'm not sure. There's no text or anything like that, so I'm not sure what it represents. But under this magnification, I just now realized it's got the door hinges. These are external door hinges on this older car. It does have the black mud guards and the chrome trim line that's going over it, so that's very realistic. It's got the mini light style wheels here. So yeah, very nice. And let's see, the lug nuts. Yeah, it's got an indication of the 4 lug nuts. Very good. Okay. Now going to the front. We got some plastic lenses for headlights. They look pretty good. It seems like there's even a texture on them that gives them that well, basically there is a texture on these old headlamps, on the glass itself, and they seem to have duplicated that, so that's fantastic. Unfortunately, these are not inserts. So that would have been really awesome if these had 4 plastic inserts. Or possibly even paint these black and write Lucas on it, because the original had black light covers and the Lucas branding on there. But it's just part of this chrome piece of plastic grill slash bumper. So I guess it's alright. The turn signals are just hit with a tiny bit of silver paint. It would have been nice if it actually covered the whole thing. They are white indicators. The lens is white, so silver was the correct choice. It shouldn't be orange or anything. This is nice here. This little mustache grill here actually carries over and it's separated here, so that's pretty accurate to the real car. Okay. This is not accurate though. There's no reason to have this license plate area because that just didn't exist on the real car. Okay. But anyways, let's go to the top view. LBL6D is the registration number, and that seems accurate. Yeah, there is supposed to be like a leather strap holding the hood down, but that's okay, it's not there. There's the mini badge. Unfortunately, it's not very detailed. It's just the outline. There's no center text or anything. It's also not as wide as it should be. These wings should be a lot thinner and wider. So this mini logo looks more like a modern mini logo, I think, but it's not accurate to an Austin mini. Okay, so let me back out again. So what we got with the windshield wipers? So those are just printed on silver, so that's not particularly great. In the realm of diecast cars, it should be molded into the windshield and maybe painted, but it's just printed on. Same with the windshield the rear view mirror. That's the first time I've actually seen a rear view mirror just printed on. It's interesting. Is it printed on the back side? I can't tell. I think it's actually printed on the inside surface. Whereas the wiper blades are actually printed on the outside surface. So that's interesting. Okay, so this is nice. This emblem here for the race itself. And what is going on here? There's some weird, I see. I think that's just like additional plastic that's part of this, and or glue residue. It's just kind of sloppy, but oh well. Now this is really great. The wheels themselves, additional wheels with the rubber tires, or are they rubber? I think those are hard plastic actually. Yeah, interesting. They're hard plastic. This thing is all plastic here. This side looks pretty much identical to the other side. I do believe there is a hole there in the real car. Okay. So yeah, this side. So it's interesting. These tires are not rubber. This whole thing, I think, is just black plastic, and they painted the middle silver. It still looks pretty good, I think. It would have been maybe nice to have a little tread, but from the side I think it looks alright. I mean, if I didn't touch it, I would have never guessed that they were plastic. So I'm okay with it. Okay, so in the back, the registration number again, little GB oval. We got the multicolored tail lamps, and then this is an auxiliary backup lamp as well. It's just painted silver. Okay. Little silver there on the trunk handle there, and then a little black paint for the window molding, it seems, whereas here the black is on the casting itself. Okay, let's see on the bottom here. So it says Tiny Toy East Mini Cooper 1. It would have been nice to have like a year of manufacture, like when this mold first came out, for the future generations to know. Okay, it's screwed together by one. It is a plastic base. Whoa, this is good. Alright, so the bumper here is a separate plastic piece on the back as well. So, they could have been lazy and just molded into the casting and painted it silver. But it was nice to see that they went through the additional trouble of making separate plastic pieces. It just looks more realistic, I think. Alright, so I usually don't like door panels because at these small scales the gaps just bother me. Right? I can clearly tell that's a gap. I mean, this gap is huge. If I multiply that by 64, it would probably be as wide as this entire car. And that, I had a Mini. It wasn't, the panel gaps weren't that bad, right? Okay, well, whatever. Seems like other people seem to like that feature. Well, let's get the flashlight out and get some additional light in here and see what we can see. Maybe increase it. And by the way, guys, this flashlight is pretty cool. It's called a Nightcore, Teeny 2. And what's nice is it tells you how much runtime you have left based on the power. So first I turn it on. It's at 15 lumens, 65 lumens. You notice it drops down. 200 lumens, the time shortens. And 1 lumen, you get a long runtime. So anyways, it's really good. There's no anxiety wondering like when you need to recharge it. It's just a USB recharge. So I bought this one off AliExpress. They're everywhere. You can buy them off eBay or whatever. Okay, so yeah. Alright, we got the steering wheel, the center controls, the center speedometer or tachometer or both. I forget. So yeah, that's very period correct. There's a blob of a shifter. And then we got some rib seats. They're okay. So this is interesting. I'm just looking at the doors here. There's a little piece of metal, I think, that's actually a spring that it's like a spring. That's pretty cool, actually. They're actually spring-loaded doors. You can hear it as it snaps. Once it passes a halfway point, the spring sucks it into the car. So that's pretty cool. It's totally unnecessary, but it's interesting. Okay, it's just snapping away. Anyways, I'm trying to get to the back view here, like the rear seats. Yeah, okay. So, okay, well, yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay. So, wow, I guess in this case, maybe I'll try to find a figure and pop a figure inside this thing. A sitting driver. And now the question is, if you can see the panel gaps here in the front hood, so does this open? Yes, it does. I didn't know that. Alright, 65 lumens is too much. Alright, so that actually looks relatively close to the engine that belonged to this thing. It's a 1275cc in this year of Mini. Earlier ones had 1100s or under a liter engines. So, okay, well, it would have, some additional paint would have been nice. But yeah, honestly, that gap again, it's not super bad, but it's not ideal. Like here, right? I like to see my gaps consistent, whereas sometimes it's just not. Okay. Well, anyways, I would say this is the nicest detailed representation of the car in these photos. So let me back out here. Maybe we want to pause it right there. So yeah, even though it's not 1/64 scale, it's quite large. It's definitely better than the 187 Schuko. And Greenlight hasn't tackled this exact livery yet. Yeah, I wish they would. I would buy it. Even if it does have painted headlights, I would still probably buy it because I'd rather have a 1/64 scale. I do believe that the scale of this is correct. It's definitely it's smaller than most of my other 1/64 scale cars, as it should be. So, okay. Well, anyways, I guess I'm pretty happy now. I do have a pretty nice representation of a pretty big chapter in racing history. The modern Minis wouldn't exist if BMW didn't think that this is a worthy car brand to purchase. So, alright guys, well, appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next video.